Sleeves here with the Senior Pickleball Report powered by TNC Network. Let's get it going. Hey, really quick, I wanted to talk to you about this brand new, fastest growing rating system in the pickleball landscape, VAR. Visually Assessed International Rating. They consider age, gender, mixed, adaptive wheelchair, a lot of variables. So if you're tired of having a rating system that's really not holding up its end, check out VAR, verified.com. Also, get your free account. Scan the QR code. All right, folks, you know what to do. Get verified. Today in our People of Pickleball episode, we have a friend of the show, Michael Toe. He is an actor. He is a professional pickleball player. He is a team owner, the new U.S. Legends Pickleball League, Boston Dragons. But before we get to that, if you like this content, consider subscribing to the channel. And, hey, check out all the discounts and all the stuff in our description links, things like our newsletter, our website, our merch page. All right, let's get to that interview with Michael Toe, one of my favorites. All right, welcome back, friend of the show, Michael Toe, to the Senior Pickleball Report. Welcome back, Mike.
Hey, Sleeves. Nice to see you again. How have you been?
I've been well. It's been about a year and a half since we spoke, and obviously things change in pickleball and in the acting world. And folks that want to know kind of about our first interview and, Michael's introduction to the game and his acting career, you can, check out the link below and check out our first interview, which was about a year and a half ago. But let's start off. Were you at the Emmys?
I was not at the Emmys, but my friend Chase Sweet Wonders, who I played her father in the series, Apple TV series City on Fire, she won an Emmy for the studio with Seth Rogen.
Oh yeah, great show.
And that's a great show. She's hilarious in it. She couldn't happen to a nicer person. We had a very we've talked about it a little bit that we had a very strong connection as she played my daughter. So yes, it's great. I'm so happy for her. Yeah, it's amazing.
Absolutely, huge win. I mean, winning an Emmy is obviously one of the pinnacles of the business that you're in. So fill us in what you've been doing, what shows you've been on. You've been on some big ones.
Yeah, so I think the last time we were on, I think I was filming Landman in Texas. It might have been, or maybe I was slated to shoot. So I shot. I was on Taylor Sheridan's Lioness with Zoe Saldana and Nicole Kidman, and he does Yellowstone, and he wrote this part for me in Landman, and I didn't know what it really was and connected. And when I found out about the book project, I found out that was going to just be in one episode and the last episode. I'm like, okay, we'll see. I'll see. And I got a chance to connect with Billy Bob Thornton, and he was fantastic. And Demi Moore, I mean, talk about an icon of my years. I mean, you can't get bigger for me than Demi Moore.
I would agree.
I mean, yeah, especially our age group, right? It's like right away. I mean, that to work with her, and she's obviously older since the Few Good Men days and GI Jane and Breakfast Club. I mean, not the Breakfast Club. Ghost.
St. Elmo's Fire, right? Yeah.
St. Elmo's Fire, yes. But when we got a chance to really connect on one of our van rides were always really long. And she was in the seat in front of me, and we were talking. She always holds her dog, and I have mine here. But he won't. I put him down, and he'll come right back. So I rather just
that's great.
Cut this in. But when she was talking to me, she was facing in front, and I could hear her voice, and I'm like, I cannot believe that I'm in I get the chance to act and get to know Demi Moore, and the voice brought me back, 30 years ago, 35 years ago. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, to be on a show like that with obviously one of the hottest writers in the game at the moment, in Tyler's, so pretty cool. My favorite Demi Moore movie is a way throwback is About Last Night with Rob Lowe.
Yes.
I love that film, and that's then she became the crush for me. It's one of those things. It's like there she is. And so I got to go to the bar that they do that in Mothers in Chicago one time. I'm like, I'm in this bar. Finally, I'm in Mothers.
Oh my God, it brings back that movie brings back memories too, right? I remember
Yeah,
I could see scenes, so vividly.
right. So what's going on now? What are you working on at the moment? Anything?
Well, I filmed FBI out in Budapest earlier this year. I went back to I did a play for the first time
Oh wow.
in maybe 6 7 years.
Yeah.
To me, theater is where it starts. I mean, that's where to me I really can can embody a character and really live with it for a while. Film and TV, it's very quick.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'm a guest star in a show, and so you kind of come in for a few weeks and then you leave it. But with theater you can really live in this character for months, and that's so much fun. And I have a project in Toronto. I was in Tribeca, filming Tribeca this year, called Cherry
Uh,
Colored Funk, that I'm a lead in.
Sweet.
Yeah, so lots of fun things. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always an adventure.
Yeah. Obviously, a character actor playing a lead, doing theater. I taught theater. That is no joke.
Oh, you
I
did?
was, oh, yeah, for 2 years of high school, and it was drama. Um, the
Yes.
kids were great, but they were very, very, very needy, and they were always like, "Was this good enough? Was that great enough? How about this?" And I'd have to listen to monologue after monologue. I was like, "Okay, this is consuming most of my life now."
Especially the theater kids.
Oh, absolutely. And just the sweetest, sweetest kids you could ever imagine, and unbelievably talented to, to take that kind of text and store it, and then do night after night after night after night, and do that in high school, let alone with all that goes on in high school. Look at you.
He wants
Unbelievable.
to be
So
a
what's your
star.
dog? What's your dog's name?
This is Taro.
Oh, hi, Taro. Look at you. You are gorgeous. Wow. So sweet. Yeah. So obviously, theater's a whole other animal, and I got a little taste of film. I've done some short films. My buddy of mine in the late '90s, early 2000s, and then I was in Dream Breaker, so I got to experience them coming out to the yurt and shot 8 hours for 2 days for basically 10 minutes of footage. So
Still, hey, better than the
yeah,
cutting
I
room
mean, I was
floor.
like, I got to really see the process up close of like, a bunch of takes, bunch of different locations, wondering what's going to make it, what's not going to make it. And the thing I learned most, Michael, was the hardest part of film is selling the movie. I had no idea. Ashley Underwood she's married to Larry David. She directed the film, and still, it took an incredibly long, like a year, to get that thing sold and put up for distribution. I was blown away by the process that it takes. And now that I have that in my universe and I'm paying attention to more uh, people talking about film, that's really common, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's not, especially these days, right? Where you can put together film, a lot of times now the shorter content, and so anything that's longer, especially, how expensive it is to make a movie, it's tough to make back your money. So they had to be very, it's not like the days of where, any kind of project is greenlit. It's really tough to make a project, even with stars, even with the topic that's relevant, even with the topic that a lot of
Yeah,
people can connect to. It's tough to make. And that's where you see sometimes when you see big movies that you think, oh, this is no a lock for a sequel.
right.
But the finances need to make sense, and even when the finances make sense, and even when things come together, you still need some luck.
Yeah, absolutely. And what it brings to mind is how much stuff is sitting on a shelf somewhere like that you'll never see.
Yeah,
It's probably vast.
yeah, exactly. And there's probably some great projects there.
Oh,
Actually, we're
sure.
one of the you asked what I was doing. One of the things that we're doing now is I'm doing a documentary, uh, chronicling my working with the USLPL and making of the Boston Dragons. So it's where
Yeah.
we have,
Oh,
I've been
fun.
working with my friend Taya Arvleta, who's an Emmy Award winning, talking about Emmy Award winning editor. He used to
Yeah.
do the Frontline series. And so done a bunch of projects together. And so we've been documenting this whole process
Oh, super fun.
the last, 4 or 5 months. Um, we have a, camera crew following me around,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's been exciting.
Absolutely. So let's talk about this. Obviously, U.S. Legends, brand new senior pro league, and I've always said senior pros, at least domestically, have the most options to play high level tournaments and leagues than the open pros do. I mean, there's the PPA, the APP, the Humana Cup, the NPL, and now the Legends League and the Senior Pro League. I mean, or tour. There's a ton of stuff. So talk to me about the Legends League, and obviously your team, your franchise. You're the owner of the Dragons in Boston, hometown boy. So
Oh
fill
yeah.
us in. How did that happen?
Well, I love the team concept. That
Yeah,
to
it's
me
cool,
is
isn't it?
it's always I've always leaned that way. To me,
Yeah,
the
me too.
ability to have a team to it's not just about me, it's about others, and I love that concept. I really want it to be on a team that we can really play together. And I got
Yeah.
approached by Michael Cow and Ron Cortez at the U.S. Open this year, and they were
Okay.
talking. They said they had this great great concept. They think there was a lot of demand for it. Obviously
Yeah.
there's some other great leagues out there, and but they felt that there was a niche here, and they said, would you consider being an owner? And I really looked at the scenario probably 10 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need the, I'll look at the details later, but this
Yeah.
is, this is perfect. And
Yeah.
to get to bring the first pro pickleball team to Boston, and to be able to run a team the way I think a team should be run, but
Right.
also do it in a business way, doing it in a way
Yeah.
where,
Yeah.
it's not just a hobby. This is a pro league, a pro team.
Right.
I need to bring in sponsors. I need to run a tight ship. I need to be able to provide for my players, but at the same time, make it a financially viable model. And
Yeah.
it's been it's been so exciting. I've had when I did this, when I approached it, and I was thinking about it, I had probably, with the acting and, family and my daughters and, wife and all this
Yeah.
things that I'm trying to do and all the different projects I had. And I travel a lot for, for film stuff. I had probably 5% capacity. And I'm like, all right, well, all right, I'll do it. Now, so I jumped in with that 5% capacity, and now it's now taking 95% of my time. But I'm telling you, I am loving every minute. I got up at 3:15 this morning because I had a bunch of things to do. And I was so excited to get up to, because I had to do some videos to put out. I had to,
Sure.
we're doing a big exhibition at Patriots Place, before the Pats game.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a partnership. Our practice facility is at 11-0, which is a new pickleball facility right next to Gillette Stadium. So we have this big exhibition right before 60,000 fans come to the Pats. And so I'm like thinking about how, all right, we need to set this exhibition, what we're gonna do for the for show, what kind of games we're gonna play, how many players we're gonna have, get the balloons, and I'll get all the setups for this court, get the cameras running
Yeah,
for the
man.
documentary. It's like, I'm like, this is exactly me. Some people, this would be terrifying, or
Yeah.
no way they would ever do it. To me, this is like perfect.
You're built for this.
I am. I really am.
I mean, what is going on with your life? Holy cow, man. I mean, oh, now I'm a Hollywood actor, and I not only play pro pickleball, I have the opportunity to have my own franchise. And by the way, arguably the most sports insane city in the world,
Well,
Boston. I mean, they are. I mean, you're right. You have to represent because you are not in just some little burg. You're in Boston, man, and
who we're playing
that is
next.
serious territory.
See, who we're playing next. Our next event, our next showdown. We play the New York City Ballers. And as a lifelong Celtics fan,
Right.
Red Sox fan, the times with the Pats Giants.
Oh yeah.
There's going to be
Yeah.
a little extra heat when we play New York, the Ballers this in October in Philly. So it's going to
There's going to
be
be some focus.
yeah. Well, this is gonna it's gonna. The only thing about a rivalry though is you need some teams get back and forth. But unfortunately, fortunately, I think it's not gonna we're gonna kind of whoop them. So I don't know how much of a rivalry that is.
You heard it here, folks. and it begins.
Exactly.
Where did that rivalry begin? Well, let me show you this podcast episode. I mean, that's fantastic. And I think what's really cool about it is you can tell you have a true love for the sport, like you do acting as well. And that's contagious. And I think the league that you're in, the Legends League, they made a good move going after somebody like you to be an owner because it's contagious. And I think you have people like that that are in positions where they can get things done, in obviously an ownership position, that will only bode well for the league and its future. So, talk about the first event. Like, how did it go? What was going on? Like, obviously there's a lot of things going on, and sometimes, um, you know, the playing is like the last thing you're thinking about because you got a million other things about logistically. So, how did it go? Run me through the atmosphere and everything else.
Yeah, well, the thing, this was our, this is like a startup. We're really
Yeah,
running, this is a startup, and you don't know if it's going to work. You can
sure,
do all the
right.
prep as all you can try to think of every scenario to cover and all the problems that could happen and to make sure this is all set, and it could still go completely haywire.
Yeah,
And one other thing that we were worried about too is like, yeah, what's the competition going to be like? There are a lot of great options for senior pros,
there
and
are.
this was one of those things where we're like, well, we had our combine in Richmond, Virginia, and it was like, well, I wasn't sure, like, are there enough good players?
Yeah.
And right away, coming into to the venue, it was like, oh my God, there's I don't know who that is, but that forehand is that topspin is so
Yes.
wicked. Where was she? Where, that look at that kind of play, and I was so shocked at the amount of top quality players that are out there that want to join the league. And so coming into coming into Indy, I was like, okay, there's going to be some good teams, and we weren't disappointed. I mean, there's some fantastic players, some of the top players, in the sport, some huge names, the David Spearmans of the world,
Right.
people who have won multiple medals. We're looking at some of the new players coming out. This guy Petra Minar, oh my God, he's a 5'8" or something, and he was.
Oh,
I mean, you can see he's five, maybe 6'3", 6'4". He felt like 6'8", but he hit so hard and he covered so much court. He line, and it was really some fantastic play. We have a my top draft pick of the USLPL, actually, top pick for the Dragons, but also for the league, is Christine Newman. She was a number one player at Duke for tennis, and
yeah.
boy, watching her and her strokes and her calmness, I'm like, there's so much I could learn. Like, this is,
Oh, it's endless. I
yeah.
know.
And it's not because it's not just about, and she's, I don't know how tall, but not, she's playing against the 6'4"
Yeah.
guy.
Right. Right.
It's got to be, maybe 5'5", maybe something like that, 5'6".
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it's the calmness, that next level of sports, of knowing what needs to get done, not getting too high, not getting too low. I'm like, for me, when I play, I'm up here or I'm down there, and there's no in between.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, this is what takes it to be the next level, and to be able to have someone on my team like that where I can learn from. It's awesome.
Yeah. And that is huge. I think you hit right on the head. I would argue the deepest talent pool in all of pickleball is the seniors because they're kind of the foundation of the game. And there's just so much talent out there. It's incredible. And just when you think you've seen it all, somebody walks on the court and you're like, who is this? And then, wait till this thing even explodes further internationally. My goodness, the stuff we're going to see. And to have another league that I just think the more opportunities people have to really showcase what they can do, the better. And it makes all of the leagues and the tours better because, as we know, competition, kind of pushes people to do things better. And why not? I think it's great to have choices out there, and the senior
Oh, it's
pros have a ton of great choices run by fantastic people at every level. I can't think of a single one of these entities that isn't run by a class act.
Oh, 100%. And there's so many players out there. It's not
Right,
like
it's endless.
it's
It's
not it,
huge.
yeah, it's not like it's like one going against the other with the same pool of it's not. There's so
No.
many great quality players that want this, a great experience out there. And there's I think there's the talent out there who want to play. It's there's way more than options
Oh
are out
yeah.
there. There's way more players out there that, and I think it's only helping the sport. It's only allowing some players who are like, oh my God, this I could actually do this. This is something that I can train for. It's as we've talked about and you've talked about a lot on your show. It's a sport that has has brought a whole new meaning to life for a lot of people. And having a senior pro league, having a lot of options for that for people, I think it's really fantastic.
Absolutely. And if you just look at, the various combines that these tours and leagues have, the turnout there and the people that don't make the league, there's still a ton of talent they're not even playing on teams yet. And those people are getting better because they play tournaments all the time. You just don't show up to a combine for the heck of it. These are competitive folks who've had pretty highly athletic past careers in something, that are, pushing themselves for, kind of a second shot at it. So, I hear all the time that, it was hard to choose because there was so much talent there, and like you see so many people and so many names, and you're like, and then draft day comes and you go, okay,
Yeah,
who do I
right
take?
there. And the competition was so good, and as a player as well.
Yeah,
I played. We end up having one, two, three, four, five, six, eight matches this past weekend in Indy,
right,
and I think I probably went to five or six 3-game matches
right,
and down to the wire. And that kind of that kind of pressure and focus that's needed to get into those games. Some turned out my direction, some turned the other way. But
yeah,
the experience that I'm getting as a player and my player growth, I mean, I can't get that locally because a lot of times it's local tournament you might do
right,
a
yeah,
game to 11 or maybe a game for 15,
yeah,
or you're playing a different kind of style of play with these 25-year-olds. And
right,
there's opportunities, I love the APP, there's the APP tournaments too, but
yeah,
those are, it's a tournament series. You could easily go, 1 and 2, 2 and 2, and then done.
right,
But with the league piece, you're like, all right, it doesn't matter. You're out here, you got to pick it up for the next one because
yes,
you still have 3 more matches to play, regardless, and you gotta pick it up. And it's not just for you, you have to pick it up for your team.
right. And that's the key to this. I think you're not only playing for yourself, and when you're playing for somebody else, when you step on that court, I don't know how to describe it, but you feel it. You feel that extra sort of, you can call it whatever you want, whatever way you tend to digest that. But for me, it gives me a little bit more focus, because it's not just for me, and it's for the team as well, and for the franchise, and for the city, and for the sponsors. You can throw all that stuff on there. There's a lot of people that make this possible, for not only the league but a particular franchise, and you're finding this out. You can't do this by yourself. So talk to me a little bit about that. Like, who's helping you out? Because this is no joke.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things. Well, actually, sorry, let me just say one thing is that the great thing about this league is that we have this, it's a little bit different. Each team has 2 players who are on the male and female side, so 4 total that are 55 to 59. And then there's
Right,
also 2 players that are 60 plus. So the dynamics are a little bit different here with, you kind of have to now match some different styles of play.
right,
Sometimes it's not just all, we're kind of we have to kind of work with lineups and kind of good matching and pairings and chemistry. And we our thing is we have to make sure that every player who on our team we have, you have to play 3 if you're at the event. You have to play 3 out of the 4 events. So it's not like you're gonna bench, so
Right.
everyone's kind of in. We had to try different pairings, and it's kind of rotating. So it's not like the pairings kind of stay all the way through. There's different combinations, and it becomes a chess match. But also from a player perspective, you're playing with different people. You're kind of working with. Sometimes you play with the stronger player, then you sometimes play it the other way, and it's a different mindset. It's oh my God, so much fun.
Yeah, and you're right. It's sort of a chess match within a chess match because the chess match that you're playing currently on the court was set up by the chess match of getting the matchups that you want based on the team you're playing. And right now, I mean, you're playing people obviously it's in a lot of cases that you've never played against in some cases. And so as the years go by, you sort of you find out sort of a scouting report, and then it becomes a chess match within a chess match of a chess match. So it's endless, and I think to have a mind for that is a talent because it's one thing to just step on the court and think about what I'm going to do out here. It's another thing to sort of manage a group of people and then and put them in positions to succeed. And you're finding that out obviously right now. And you will. How many? You got three or four. Yeah, like 3 or 4 events left. Obviously, the season to kind of figure
Yes.
this game out, this chess game out. That's correct.
Oh yeah, and I mean, on top of this, I'm doing the documentary at the same time,
Right.
so it's one of those things where it's like, all right, not also is it working on making sure that the lineup is set, to making sure that the camera crew is at the right place at the right time, and there's no privacy, and it's it's on me, and the team the whole time, and so there's always something going. But hey, that to me is fun. I mean that, and also as pro players, it's not just about playing. The it's also the appearances, it's the speaking engagements, it's the being being watched, and sometimes a little bit crossing the line sometimes of privacy stuff, because as pro play, that's part of the scenario sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's so I've kind of talked to my team a little bit as we're because we're in a unique scenario of getting a documentary film. I'm like, all right, just like you said, Slave, there's so much filming. Don't worry about you know
Yes.
every piece
Well,
of it
fix
being
it in post is what I always say.
yeah, fix it if I was right. Exactly. Yeah, you pay off the editor, you're okay, you're good. But we're one out of the 100 hours that we might get. It's you might take 45 minutes of it. It's
Right.
but so much fun. We had a, which was kind of cool. This is from the filming side too. We were at the Pickler in Indianapolis, and we had a skinny breaker. So the way the USLPL works is that when you have a tied scenario, in this case it was
Yes.
6-6, we played against the Buffalo Blizzards, the good New York team. And it was, so we do a skinny singles tiebreaker.
Ooh, I love
And
that.
yeah, see, at first I didn't like it, to be honest.
If
I'm
it's
like,
skinny singles, I'm okay with it.
yeah, but the skinny singles piece was really great because in the normal team scenario, you're always with two people. So it's kind of like it's always like, all right, well, maybe my partner here can come over.
Yeah.
I have to, and so that, which is great. I love that. But this was different. Now it's this two whole teams with all the fans, the cameras are focused on you versus the other person. And in 3 points of skinny, and then you rotate through games of 25, rally scoring, freeze at 24, and we end up going 24-24. We had the Pickler at this court, the center court that they had.
Yeah.
We had camera crews from the top down with our. It was fantastic, and it was an amazing final few points. It was between my Boston Dragon, Laura Charles, and the owner of the Buffalo Blizzards, Chris Kessler. Two fantastic players, back and forth,
Yeah.
match point for us. Chris blocked. Chris had a match point, Laura caught, and we had a final last point and we won at 25-24. But it could have gone either way. But it
Oh
really
my
didn't matter who
goodness.
won. The excitement and the you hear seeing the teams every time someone came off, the support there. It was so much fun. And I gotta, the Ron Cortez, who's the founder of one of the founders of the USLPL. He's the one who came up with it. And I'm like, a skinny breaker. I don't see it. And
Yeah.
I fully admit, we had our an owners meeting last night. I'm like, I fully admit, you were right, Ron, and I was completely off base. It was a fantastic idea.
I love that. I think that's really cool because it fits the mode of we're older players. We some of us never play singles, but skinny singles you have to have doubles skill set to pull that off because of the smaller courts and because of the footwork and stuff like that. So I think that's a great fit. And
Yeah.
that moment had to be because it takes a lot just to get to that moment, to get the league from all the way to the idea of having a league. Somebody wrote something down on a napkin or something, and then getting to the point where you're there and there's cameras and there's a center court and it's coming down to this battle between two people. It's one of those sort of surreal moments that you're like, hey, we made it. We got here. And that is a huge, huge step in this process.
Yeah, it's rare to. I'm trying to think of what scenarios would other people have had that kind of scenario. I think I would guess maybe higher end singles players for pickleball who maybe got to the gold medal match. 'Cause otherwise, you're not going to get that many people
Right.
watching like this kind of thing. So unless you're maybe near the gold medal match or something. But this was
Yeah.
100 people with all the all gathered around. All the other teams started to pull it in too. So it's probably more than that.
Yeah.
Probably 200. But who coming in to watch. And I'm thinking maybe some of the pro tennis players who are in the league who have had that kind of one-on-one
Yeah.
kind of pressure with fans and stuff like that to
Right.
focus on you. But it was cool. It's really, really cool. I love it. I mean, that to me is, as an actor, that I love that kind of stuff. I play a lot better when I know people are watching, and then when people don't, I do the opposite.
Yeah, right. And you couldn't script it any better. I mean, if to have something like that happen, and it happens, and there's some cameras on it, and it's the opening weekend of the league. Man, I mean, that's just good writing.
I think we had three skinny breakers throughout over the weekend, and I
Yeah,
think each one of them were close and exciting, and I think people said the same thing. It didn't really, you weren't a lost. Just the energy, the vibe was so good.
right. All right. So before we get you out of here, let's talk about what's coming up for the rest of the season for the league and what you're looking forward to.
Yeah, so we're in Hatboro, Pennsylvania, October 18th, 19th, I believe. I'm dealing with an injury to my number one male player, so we're now, kind of dealing with that and how to get
Yep.
get a suitable team because we're gonna have some tough teams that I'm playing this next event, and including that, the New York City Ballers. And so I'm gonna have to kind of work to find out if I can, kind of the kind of sub I can get, a replacement.
Yeah.
Great stuff for the documentary, but not that good
Yeah.
for my stress level. Um, and what we're doing is we are focusing. My team is really getting. We have swing vision all our matches,
Oh
which
yeah.
now allows me
Great.
to watch tape and analyze matches. So
Yes.
we have coaches that are watching through the swing vision who are going to give tips to my players um, to work on for the 3-4 weeks that we have until the next meeting. So we really need to kind of there's a lot of things that people did really well, but a bunch of things that we say, all right, we could work on this. I need to work on my backhand flick here.
Yeah.
Things that I'm like, all right, it great in practice, not that great under pressure. I need to work on that. And so that's exciting.
Yeah.
And then we have then December in Baltimore and January in New Jersey. So it's for championship weekend. So it's exciting. Can't wait.
Absolutely. Very cool. And appreciate you coming on. Folks, check out links in the description. There's US Legends Pickleball League, Boston Dragons. That should be your team because this is the man for it. And team owner, actor, professional player, Michael Toe. Thanks again. And let's catch up in a year again and see what the franchise is doing and what movie you're in.
Hey, maybe we'll be at maybe you and I will be at the Emmy Awards for the making of the Boston Dragons documentary.
There we go. Now we're talking, man. Appreciate your time, Michael.
Thank you, Sleeves.
Hope you enjoyed our interview with Michael Toe. Hey, folks, you know what to do at the end of the day. Hey, let's pickle.